Hey guys, it's day 34 and it's 5:45 in the evening. I just got my shower. It's been a full day for me. So I know I told you guys that the game plan was I was going to go thrift store shopping with my daughter today to try to find some outfits for church because I really only have jeans and t-shirts. Since I work from home, I don't really have a lot of clothes because I never go anywhere. So I only had like maybe one or two outfits that I thought I could wear to church. So I wanted to find something else. So we had originally made plans to go to the thrift stores today and then get Chick-fil-A's new chicken pretzel sandwich or whatever. But plans kind of changed. She was supposed to go to a birthday party this evening, so we were going to do all of that, and then she was going to head to the birthday party, but the birthday party got changed to lunchtime instead of dinner time. So I told her, just go ahead and go to your friend's birthday and everything, help them out with getting the food ready and all of that. And she's like, Mom, if you're not gonna go, then I'm going to, if you're not gonna go, if I don't go, then I'm going. And I said, Sissy, I'm gonna go, it's no big deal, I will go. But it kind of made me realize how much I really depend on going and doing things with other people when she said that. Like, if you're not gonna go because I'm not going with you, then I'm going to go. So when she said that, it kind of made me stop and think, wow, like even my daughter recognizes that if someone doesn't go with me somewhere, then I'm most likely not gonna go. So it really kind of put a fire under me today to say, you are going to go out by yourself and you're gonna do this. So I had already planned on doing it anyway, even before we had made our plans together. But sometimes I find that I talk myself out of things. Like, I will think about doing something, I'll plan on doing it, and then when the time comes, I just talk myself out of it, or I don't feel like going, so I just don't do it. And sometimes I even get anxiety about doing things, so I don't do them. A lot of times when I make plans to go do something, I really have to push myself to do it because I get anxiety at the very last minute. I don't even know why, but I get anxiety at the very last minute where I don't want to do it. And I would rather just stay home. Like, home is my comfort zone. It's quiet here. I feel safe here. I can be alone here. I can think here. And I don't have to, I don't want to say pretend or mask or whatever, but I don't have to socialize here and pretend like, oh, everything's okay, how are you doing? And I have anxiety having to socialize with people. But when she said that, it really hit home to me, like, wow, even my kids realize that there's a high probability that I won't do something if someone isn't going with me. And I just thought to myself, you know what, it's time to break that habit. It's time to break that thought process that if someone is not with me, that I can't or don't want to do something. Maybe I do want to do something, even if somebody's not around. I did want to go to the thrift stores. I do want to find clothes for myself. I do want to start making myself a priority because I just did not do that for a long time. So I went ahead and went out today. I went to the thrift stores, and today was 50% off for today only at the thrift stores that I went to. And you know what? I went to Teen Challenge thrift stores. I went to 2 of them in 2 different towns, and they are a Christian establishment. They play Christian music. All the workers there are very nice. They were singing along with the songs on the radio, praising and worshiping God. Like, I walked in and I was walking around the store, and I had gotten a couple items in my cart, and I went down the aisle and I looked up, and the gentleman that was manning the popcorn station, because they have a popcorn machine there, the gentleman that was manning the popcorn station was listening to the song on the radio and just raising his hands and just in praise to God. And I just thought, man, this is a wonderful place to be. And then I went to the second one, and it was jam-packed full of people because that town was a little bit bigger. And man, there was a lot of people there because of that sale, because clothes were like $1.50 because they were half off. And I'm sure there were people there who were in need. And I felt blessed by getting something because I found a few shirts and stuff, and I just felt immensely blessed to have gone on today when it was a sale where I could find something to wear to church. But the second store, they were giving away free popcorn and free hot dogs and water today. So I don't know if it maybe was their anniversary of opening. I'm not really sure what the special occasion was, but clothes were 50% off. They were giving away free food. And it was just a very pleasant time, because to know that a majority of the people in that place loved God, and to just listen to the music and everybody be friendly to one another and just be helping one another. It was just a loving experience. And so I was so thankful that I went today. I was just so grateful to God to have that feeling again. I'm like, Lord, I want you to lead me to places that are like this all the time. Like when we went to the worship in the park, and now this thrift store chain, and just please just keep leading me to people that love you, Lord, because it just brings so much peace to my heart. And even joy to my heart. When I seen that gentleman just raising his hands in praise to God, I just was like, Lord, I just want this. I want it to be like this everywhere. Everywhere I go, I just want it to be like this. Your presence in those places. I want your presence to be filling every place that we go. And it was just so, so nice. And I did find a couple of things. I'm actually washing and drying everything right now. So I did find a couple things, so that was nice too. And I went out. It was a very late lunch. It was like 2:00, I think. I took myself to a restaurant. I had gone there before with my daughter and my son, but they have gyros there, and I really enjoyed it when I went. And I actually debated whether I wanted to go in there or not, because at first I was like, no, I'm just going to go home. I'll find something to eat at home. And what I really wanted to do this weekend was I wanted to go to the thrift store and find some clothes that made me feel good. I wanted to go to church with my daughter tomorrow, and I wanted to just get a little bit of fall decoration for my front lawn, like a couple pumpkins and maybe some mums, because I had seen online they took pumpkins and they took the top off and they cleaned out the inside and put potting soil in the pumpkin, and then they put the mum inside the pumpkin, and it looked really cute. So I wanted to do that on the outside, like the front, on my front lawn. I thought it would be cute. So after I went to the thrift stores, I was trying to decide what to do, and I thought, okay, just take yourself out to lunch. And then I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like doing that. I'm tired, I'm hot, I can just go home and eat. Well, there's a Walmart right next door to the restaurant I was thinking about going to. So I said, okay, I'm going to stop there because they had big bins of pumpkins outside for like $3 or something. So I said, okay, I'll stop there. I'll get a couple pumpkins, see if they have any mums, and then that's it for the day. I'm done for the day, and then I will see where I'm at. But if I'm okay, then I'll go sit, take some time to myself, and eat. So I went there. They only had the pumpkins. It was a small Walmart. They didn't have any mums or any flowers there. So I just got the pumpkins, and then I went over there to get the gyro. And the lady's like, just one? And I'm like, yeah. And so I sat down and I ordered, and then I went in the bathroom, washed my hands and everything. And when I came out, my food was there. And I sat there and I ate my food. And I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional because I think, number one, this is the first time that I've been out by myself, and I don't even know how long. And this is definitely the first time that I have sat down at a restaurant all by myself, and I can't even remember how long. So I was sitting there, I was eating and everything, and I had gotten a bit emotional thinking about this is the first time I've eaten by myself at a restaurant for a long time. But then a country song came on, and you know how country songs are. And it was I can't even remember what song it was now, but it was a guy talking about how he was sad because his woman had left him or whatever. So of course that didn't help my mood any. But it was, I got over it quickly. I just sat there and I was enjoying my food, and this elderly couple, and I'm saying that because I know that they were older, because he had a very white hair, white beard, and he had a cane, and he made several comments, joking around about his balance and stuff like that. But they were wearing very bright colored clothing, and he was so lively. He was a firecracker. And him and his wife had gotten up to go pay, and another couple had come up behind them, so they were waiting in line to pay as well. And that man was just cracking everybody up. He was telling jokes. He was talking about him being not having balance and stuff like that. And he looked at the couple behind him were not as old as that couple, but they were probably retirement age. And he looked at them and he's like, "You're still in your fives though, aren't you?" And that lady's like, "Huh?" And he's like, "You're still in your fives, aren't you?" And she's like, "Oh, well, thank you," you know. So it was just so cute to see someone that has been through so much in their life, but how lively they were. They were living life. They had, it was almost reminded me of like tropical. It wasn't flowers and stuff like that, but it was very vibrant colors, outfits on, and you could just tell that they had made the choice to just enjoy life to the fullest for as long as they could. And for him to make that joke to the couple behind him saying, "You're still in your fives, right?" And then they walked out and, everybody was uplifted by their personality, by their spirit, by their energy. And I found myself even uplifted and just more lighthearted than by hearing them. And it took away that sadness. And when he made that joke, I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, I'm still in my fours. And I'm sure that that's how God sees it too. Like, we feel so old, and he's just like, yeah, you're like 4. Like, he still sees us as children. He still sees us like he's not restricted by time in any way. And the way that we feel confined or restricted by time, or like time is getting away from us or whatever, that's not how God navigates. And it made me think about how God sees us. Like, you're not in your 40s, you're not in your 50s, you're 4, you're 5, whatever it is, And it was just so very cute. And so I finished there. I left there and I came back into town, and I went ahead and went and got some mums at an Ace Hardware because they had these huge mums. So I got some of those. So I'm excited. Tomorrow after church, I'm going to work with my daughter to plant some mums and stuff like that in the front yard. Hopefully it will brighten things up, because I know where we previously lived, I decorated the front yard like for the seasons, because I don't really celebrate holidays, but I decorated for the seasons, and it just gave me a smile every time I drove up to the house and just parked in the driveway. I just thought, that it just brought me some happiness. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do that here. Even if it's something small, I'm just going to put something out front, so when I leave and when I come back home, I can smile and say, oh, that's cute, have some happiness, and maybe share happiness with my neighbors. Like, maybe they'll see it and think that it's cute too, and maybe it'll bring them just a moment of happiness. Like that guy brought me a moment of happiness at that restaurant just because he had a light-hearted personality and just cracked some jokes. And it just put things into perspective for me, that everything doesn't have to be so serious. Like, you can enjoy life. And they sure were enjoying life, man. And I really hope that if God blesses me with enough time on this earth to be their age, that I can be like that. I can be lighthearted and joking and just bring a spirit of happiness, bring a spirit of just joy or lightheartedness, just a smile to somebody's face, man. They'll probably never know how much of an impact they are making on people's lives by just being who they are. And I love that. I love that so much. So it really made an impact on me today. So I wanted to just give you an update on what I did today. But I did want to say one thing to you, because it was on my mind yesterday, and honestly, I was tired, and I thought, I'm not going to do this justice, God, so I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. So today I thought about it again, and so it's something simple. It was just something that God brought to my mind, and it really helped me to understand God a little bit better, even though it's such a simple concept. So what I was thinking of was when my daughter was younger, she was in school, and they had a reading assignment. Excuse me. And she brought this book home, and she was supposed to read like a chapter a night or something. And I think that they had quizzes on it at school or something. And she was really struggling with wanting to read this book. And so I was trying to help her. So we started reading it together every night before bed. And at first, I'm not going to lie, I was really tired because I worked very long hours to try to make ends meet at that time of my life. So when I first started doing this, or when I first told her I would help her with this, I really wasn't looking forward to it, because I felt like it was hard for me to work all day and all night long, plus keep up with all the kids' homework, baths, everything else, dinner, and then by the time it was bedtime, I was tired. But I knew that she was struggling with this, and I just wanted to encourage her and just come up beside her and just say, okay, we got this. Like, we can read a chapter a night and you're going to be okay, because she had really bad anxiety over reading this book and having to take the tests. So I started reading with her just a chapter at a time. And when I started reading the book, I started to get very interested in it. Like, it was very interesting to me, to the point that I wanted to read, like, I didn't want to stop reading at just reading one chapter. And then we got into it so much that the characters, like, we would do different voices for the different characters, and we got excited about our time together every night to read this book. And there were times that we would read a chapter and I was thinking to myself, I wonder what's going to happen next, because I had never read it before. She hadn't read it before. And it turned out to be an awesome experience. One, I found a book that I thought was really cool. Two, it gave me an experience with my daughter. And yeah, sometimes I would be tired when I read, but when we got in there and we started reading, it was so wonderful to just see how the story unfolded and to laugh and sometimes even cry. Like, there's some parts of the book that are really so touching to your heart. And to just do all of that and have an experience with my daughter was amazing. But what God brought to my mind the other day was that this whole experience with him is kind of like a children's book. So it has chapters. There's an author to the book. Like, just like this book, there's an author to the book. They wrote the book. They completed the work, right? They completed the work of all these pages. They wrote it. They published it, and it was finished. But we read it we read it a portion at a time. So every night we read one chapter. And even though we didn't know what the next chapter would hold, or the next chapter would hold, or the next chapter would hold, we started gaining knowledge, right, of the storyline. So we'd read chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So we would know a part of the story, but we wouldn't know it all until we kept going. But what God was trying to tell me is that doesn't change that the book has already been completed, that the work of this author has already been completed. It's just as we read chapter to chapter to chapter, more of the story gets revealed to us. And that's exactly how God works. God is the author of our lives. We read chapters, or we learn chapters, we walk out chapters of our lives. And even when it comes to the Bible, we read chapters, we learn about God, we learn a little piece and a little piece and a little piece. We're walking out this life, and we're learning piece by piece by piece. But just because we only know a part of it doesn't change the fact that the author has already finished the work. And it's just being revealed to us piece by piece. So that's how God works, is that He's already written it all, and He's already finished it as the author. We're walking it out now, and each part of our life, each step of our life, each chapter of our life, we get to learn more in another part, and another part, and another part of Him. And though He's being revealed to us little by little by little, but it doesn't change the fact that He's the author and the work is already done. That's the thing that He wants people to know, is that you can have faith and confidence in Him to say, even when I don't know something, God has already worked it out. And I'm just waiting on the big reveal. I'm just waiting on the moment that it's revealed to me. I'm just waiting on that particular chapter. And something that He put on my heart is that a lot of times we are so serious and so downtrodden and so sad or depressed or worried or anxious because we don't know what the next chapter is, and we don't know what the next chapter is, and we don't know what's happening. We don't know why something's happening. Like when I read this book to my daughter, there were some very difficult parts in there, and I was wondering what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next. It's the same in our lives. Things happen that we don't anticipate or expect, and then we're wondering, why is this happening? What is happening? What's going to happen next? And we worry and stress and get frustrated or angry, when all God wants us to do is be like the kid that you're reading the story to, or be like I was when I was reading the story to my daughter. Be curious, be excited, get into it, imagine what God is doing, guess what God is doing, eagerly expect God to reveal what's happening. Okay, God, what is the next chapter? What exactly are you doing here? Instead of making it a negative thing, we really should be excited to say, hey, what is going on, God? What do you have up your sleeve, Lord? What are you doing in this situation? Consider it joy. just like I was getting into the book with my daughter, and we would give the characters different voices and stuff like that, and we really made it fun. We can do that with our relationship with God. Are things always happy and joyful and easy to go through? No. But if we put it into the perspective that God is the author and He's already done everything, it's just I'm right here and I don't know the rest of it yet. So God, show me what you're doing. Show me what you're doing. Because I know even if some of the steps in here are hard, are frustrating, or cause me pain or tears, I know the end of the story because you're the God that turns everything around for good. You are the God that's going to reveal your glory. You are the God that's bringing me into the fullness of the knowledge of you. You are the God that all creation is going to be freed by when you reveal your children, the glory of the children of God. I know that to be true. I just don't know how exactly it's going to happen. So I'm here. I don't know all the steps to get to the end, but I heard that the big reveal at the end is amazing. So I know the end is amazing. So show me the pieces in between where I'm at in that ending. Start getting excited about what God is doing, curious about what God is doing. Have a conversation with Him. Lord, I really don't understand this. This is really freaking me out. Can you reveal to me a little bit more so I know what's going on? God, what do you got up your sleeve? Like, what are you trying to teach me? What are you trying to reveal to me? What are you trying to show somebody else through me? What do you got going on, God? Give me a hint. But that's what God brought to me the other day. And it may be a simple thing, but to me it really helped me to say, hey, just because you don't know all the pieces, just because it has not been revealed to you yet, doesn't mean the author, doesn't mean me, doesn't mean I haven't already finished the work. It's just you don't know all the chapters yet. And I don't know. It just brought me some peace that God was trying to explain that to me in a simple way, that it's okay not to know all the parts. God is responsible for revealing that stuff to us. We just have to be available and can keep the lines of communication open with Him. That's it. And He will reveal things to us, but He wants us to be excited. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to be curious. He doesn't want us to be sad all the time. He doesn't want us to worry. He wants us to know, hey, I got your back. I have already done the work, and I want you to rest in my peace. I want you to know that it is finished, and I want you to just walk it out. Just trust in me and just walk it out, and you will be amazed. So I hope that helped you in some way, because it helped me to just think about things in more of a childlike perspective, to say, hey, don't be so serious all the time. It's okay. And let's just have some fun with life. Like that guy today, man, he was cutting up and he was having fun with life. He had a determination in him that if nothing else, he was going to have some fun. So that's what I'm challenging you guys to do. I am challenging you guys to take a look at your life, figure out the things that are stressing you, are giving you anxiety or worry, and I'm challenging you to find a different perspective on those things. Ask God, hey, how can I make this more lighthearted, Lord? How can I turn my thought process around so that I understand that you've already worked it out and you have the ending, and I just have to continue down the path, read the rest of the chapters to get that ending, and to be excited and anticipate what great things that you have in store. How can I do that with these areas in my life that I worry so much about? That's what I'm challenging you to do today, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a look at my life and say, okay, what are the things that are really challenging me today? What are the things that I worry a lot about? What are the things that I get anxious a lot about? And how can I flip the script on those things so that I'm not so anxious and I'm not so worrisome anymore, and instead I turn it around and I'm eagerly anticipating God to reveal His work in this area of my life. And I'm excited and I'm looking at life in a different way, to where I'm saying, okay, God, show me. Reveal to me what you're doing. Reveal to me what you have up your sleeve. How are you going to surprise me this time? How are you going to show your glory this time? How am I going to be awestruck again this time? That's my challenge for you. That's what I'm going to challenge myself to do. And I really would love to hear what you guys come up with and what God starts revealing to you, because you change your mindset and say, God, I know you're the author and I know that you've already completed the work. So just show it to me when I get to the right chapter. Thank Him for it. Have that faith and trust in Him. I know He will show you awesome things, and I can't wait to see what He has in my life to show me those awesome things too. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.